In the dead of night, a bleeding mech stumbles through city streets, fleeing officers. Exhausted, he collapses in an alley, laughing bitterly as he accepts death. But then, his blood rises into the air. A cloaked figure appears, offering salvation in exchange for loyalty. With no choice, Mech agrees. The stranger channels a dark force, lifting Mech and sealing the pact as Mech screams in pain. When police arrive, only a grotesque blood pattern remains. Soon after, monsters emerge across the city, unleashing chaos. Watching with eerie calm is the hooded figure. Amid the horror, Jake screams, and we discover it's a vision seen by a monk named Chan. Alarmed, Chan tells his master that his father, Necromancer Witching, has returned. He must act fast. Meanwhile, Jake and his family arrive in Bangkok for a vacation. But Jake won't stop taking work calls, frustrating his wife Prang. Their daughter Lu wanders off and is found talking to Chan on a bridge. After thanking him, they're rattled when Chan addresses Jake by name. He claims Jake, born during a blood moon, is destined to be the keeper of the gates and warns of trials ahead. Jake dismisses him as crazy. Later at the mall, Lu spills ice cream and Prang takes her to clean up. Elsewhere, Mech calmly shoots a man after handing him a lollipop, sparking panic. Jake hides his family and goes to help, joined by Officer Arat. Mech, distracted by a bloody doll, is confronted by Jake. Speaking through the doll, Mech mocks Jake and mentions Lu. Jake demands he disarm, but Mech fires. A girl is killed trying to call for help. Jake tricks Mech into speaking to the doll again, and shoots him. Mech collapses just as Arat arrives. Smiling, Mech thanks Jake for completing the ritual, calls him the Keeper, and explodes. Smoke forms a skull in the sky, and flames sweep through the city. Prang and Lu flee the restroom but witness mass chaos, crashing cars, attacking people. They retreat into the mall. A crazed man charges at them, and Prang fends him off with a mannequin. She sends Lu down the escalator's side, then saves her from an attacker. They escape out a back door and head toward a bus, but violence blocks every route. They eventually hide in a grocery store. With no working phone, they stay low, until Lu's gasp alerts a monstrous man. He attacks, but Prang knocks him down from behind. Elsewhere, Jake and Arat wake up dazed, the mall eerily quiet and corpse-free. Jake sees a strange figure vanish, while Arat finds ancient blood. Suddenly, a deformed woman brutally kills Arat. Jake shoots her, but she's unfazed. He fights back and hides, but she regenerates and resumes her hunt, crawling along the ceiling. She eventually grabs Jake, but he breaks free and escapes. The restroom is empty and food in the mall has rotted. The woman returns. Jake traps her with cables and attacks, but she's relentless. Meanwhile, Prang and Lu reach a bus terminal. They hide under a vehicle and find a running bus. The driver says it works, but the keys are missing. Prang rushes to retrieve them, but is attacked. A stranger saves her. She returns with the keys and they flee, just as the hero is killed. Their escape is cut short by blocked roads. Prang and Lu continue on foot, finally reaching their hotel, only to find it's become a slaughterhouse. Upstairs, they fend off more violent residents, using whatever they can find. Finally, they lock themselves in their room and see the city in flames. The room phone is also dead. Back in the mall, Jake notices the monitors glitching before realizing the creature has broken free. She disappears into a swirling blood portal and Jake follows her, only to reappear at the bus terminal. A towering demon looms over the building and begins chasing him through the crumbling city. Jake runs until he's trapped in an alley, but a door opens, and Chan pulls him into a temple. Chan explains they're now in the Hindrance, a space between heaven and hell where lost souls wander. Jake has unknowingly helped complete a ritual that opened the gates of hell. The cloaked figure was Chan's father, Witchin, a once greedy monk turned necromancer. Years ago, Witchin tried to possess Chan's body but was stopped by Chan's mother, resulting in his exile. The failed ritual left Chan with unique knowledge of soul energy and interdimensional travel. Chan tells Jake that he and only he can now close the gate because he was born during a blood moon, a birth that claimed his mother's life. Though overwhelmed, Jake is told that saving his family means embracing this fate. They begin their mission to track down Mech, but a cry for help distracts Jake. On a nearby rooftop, a woman is under attack by demons. Despite Chan's warnings, Jake races to help, crowbar in hand, just as the roof fills with monstrous figures. With swift, calculated blows, Jake knocks down the attacking demons one by one. Once the threat is neutralized, he rushes to check on the woman he just saved, recognizing her from the mall massacre. Tearfully, she confesses a past mistake. She cheated on her ex-boyfriend with his best friend and never got the chance to apologize. It's this unresolved guilt that trapped her soul in limbo. Before Jake can respond, the enormous demon reappears, smashing its way through the building. Jake grabs the woman and tries to escape, but the demon snatches her and devours her in front of him. After the creature leaves, Jake finds Chan again and reflects on the woman's fate. He realizes she didn't even know she was dead, just like him. He remembers the magnitude of the mall explosion and finally accepts the truth. He died too. Chan confirms it solemnly. Overwhelmed by grief, Jake breaks down, tormented by thoughts of his wife and daughter. Chan explains that Jake's soul is trapped here because he prioritized his work over his family, but not all hope is lost. There's a way back using a vessel in the real world. As they continue their journey through the twisted cityscape, a winged demon starts trailing them. They duck into a nearby building for cover, only to discover it crawling with more of the same creatures. The one pursuing them crashes through a window, prompting a vicious battle. Chan fends them off with his staff, showcasing incredible martial arts prowess that drives the monsters back. The two make a run for it and dash into a theater packed with demons. They sprint down the aisle toward the screen where Chan quickly opens a portal. Just in time, they leap through it, back into the physical world. The demons can't follow without a host. Jake glances at a mirror and realizes he's now inside Erat's reanimated corpse, every second painful. Chan hands him two relic weapons, an ancient gun that conjures enchanted bullets and a ceremonial dagger. These are the only tools capable of destroying Mech. Meanwhile, Mech has hijacked Jake's real body and is using it to infiltrate the hotel room where Prang and Lu are hiding. They're relieved to see him, but something is off. Mech doesn't know how to act like Jake and becomes transfixed by his reflection in the mirror. Lu bombards him with questions, which he ignores until he pulls out the charred doll from the mall. Then the room's phone starts ringing. Mech answers gleefully, jotting down mysterious notes. By the time Jake and Chan reach the room, the family is gone. All that's left is the doll and a note Mech scribbled beside the phone. Jake hears Lu's voice calling for help and spots her outside near the pool. Without hesitation, he charges out of the hotel. To his family, however, Jake looks like a rat, a complete stranger, causing them to panic. The confusion distracts Jake long enough for Mech to attack from behind, slamming him to the ground. Mech taunts Jake while pinning him down, vowing to steal his family and calling him a failure as a father and husband. Jake hurls an insult to provoke him and rolls away as soon as Mech flinches. The two launch into a brutal fight, exchanging vicious punches and kicks. Jake tries to use the mystical gun, but Mech disarms him quickly. They both crash into the pool, continuing their battle underwater. Jake draws the enchanted dagger and prepares to stab Mech, but Prang intervenes, pointing the magical gun at them. Both men insist they're the real Jake. Prang hesitates, unsure who to trust. Lu suddenly brings up a special promise gesture she and her dad always share. Jake, still in Erat's body, performs it without hesitation. That's enough to convince Lu, but not Prang, who fires the gun. The bullet hits Jake, and his soul is yanked back into the hindrance, where a demon immediately bites into him. In the real world, Mech regains control and snatches the gun from a stunned Prang. Lu insists that he's not really her dad. A blood portal tears open in the wall, and Mech invites them to follow. Meanwhile, back in the hindrance, Jake is rescued by Chan, who still holds the note Mech left behind. It reveals that Mech has been in direct contact with Witching, who gave him detailed instructions on how to locate the Gate of Hell. Following the directions, Jake and Chan find a secluded, burned-out house deep in the forest, marking the ritual site. At the same time, Mech brings Prang and Lu to the same place, where a crowd of possessed cultists and the masked figure. Witching himself. Oh wait, with the monstrous demon lurking nearby, Jake and Chan sneak in and position themselves as Chan begins opening another portal. As Witching levitates Lu above the fiery gate, preparing to sacrifice her and complete the ritual to become a god, Jake charges in. Chaos erupts as cultists rush him, but he cuts through them one by one with a ceremonial knife and hardened combat skills. Mech jumps into the fray, trying to shoot Jake with the enchanted gun, but Jake counters, and after a fierce exchange, Mech is disarmed. During the chaos, Prang escapes her captor, takes him down, and retrieves the weapon. She fires at Witching just in time, stopping him from plunging a blade into Lu. A cultist knocks her down, but she fights back, stabbing him with a nearby knife. Jake hurls his blade at another assailant, closing in on her. Mech grabs a knife and slashes at Jake repeatedly, but Prang throws the gun to Jake just in time. Jake catches it and fires, finally killing Mech. His soul is instantly dragged into the hindrance, where the giant demon devours him without mercy. As Witching turns to face Jake, Chan distracts him. Jake uses the moment to drive his blade into Witching's back. Mortally wounded, Witching reveals the bitter truth. Only Jake can close the gate, and the only way to do so is to walk through it. Chan admits he had hoped for another way, but none exists. Jake accepts his destiny. He shares a tearful goodbye with Prang and Lu, apologizing for his past mistakes and promising that his love for them never wavered. After one final embrace, he turns and steps into the inferno. The moment he crosses into hell, His body erupts in flame, sealing the gate permanently. Back in the real world, calm returns. The sky is clear, the chaos ends, and Prang takes Lu to live with her grandmother for peace and healing. But in the shadows of time, a mysterious woman approaches the now dormant gate and channels a strange power into it.